Welcome Amington Heath to your Key Stage 2 Reading Comprehension learning. This week's reading lesson can be found at the top of the home learning page and it's about plants. So let's go. This is a non-chronological report about plants. You can see this because of the title at the top of the page. It also features subheadings which are underlined to tell you what you will be reading in each section. Throughout the text, there are many purple words. These are technical words which are relevant to this topic. There is a page of these words in your pack which tells you the meaning of each word. So let's read through this text together. Plants. Introduction. Plants are all around us. Across the world, there are approximately 300,000 different species of plants. Scientists keep discovering more and more species though, so the number is growing. Most new species are found in areas uninhabited by humans in tropical places. There are a range of different types of plants. There are flowering plants and non-flowering plants. Plants are good for us. We can eat some types to get energy, and we can use some in medicine to help us when we are unwell. It is not just humans that use plants though. Other animals need plants for shelter and food to survive. Plants give us oxygen. Plants are very important for our survival on planet Earth. When we breathe in oxygen, our body uses it, and we breathe out carbon dioxide. Plants absorb the carbon dioxide that we breathe out and use it to help them grow. Once they have used parts of the carbon dioxide, they expel oxygen, which we breathe in. Types of plants. There are flowering plants that produce flowers and non-flowering plants that do not produce flowers. There are many types of flowering plants that we can find in our local area. Some of them are wild, which means they grow here naturally. Some plants are planted by humans and aren't native to the area. They have been specially planted because they look pretty or smell nice. Adaptation. Adaptation is where a plant or animal species changes over time so that it can live better in its environment. Cacti are well adapted for their environment. They are found in hot deserts where there is little water available. Cacti have large roots that spread out over a wide area so the plant can collect as much water as possible. They also store water in the stems that they can then use later. Plants in forests have a different challenge. They may have to compete for the sunlight, with the tallest plants getting the most sunlight, leaving the shortest plants struggling to survive. In this kind of environment, plants have adapted to grow tall and thin, with many leaves to capture as much sunlight as possible. Parts of a plant. Plants have many distinctive parts that all have different jobs. All plants have a root system that allow it to collect water and nutrients from the ground. Plants also have a stem to keep them upright and to allow the water to travel up the plant. Leaves are vital for most plants. They allow the plant to make its own food by collecting the sunlight. This is called photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis happens in green plants. The plants contain chlorophyll, which gives the leaves and stems a green colour. The plant needs sunlight to make its food, so the job for the leaves is to collect energy from the sunlight. Parts of a flower. The flower on a flowering plant is made up of several different parts. The diagram to the left shows you where each part is located. The sepal, which is often green, can be found at the bottom of the flower. It was used to protect the flower when it was a bud. The stamen is a male part of the flower. You need both a female part and a male part of a plant to make a new plant. The stamen produces a pollen which can be carried to different plants. It can be blown into the air, which can cause people to sneeze and suffer from hay fever. Petals are found surrounding a flower. Some plants have big bright petals to attract insects, but others that do not need insects to pollinate them have small plain flowers. The carpel is another important part of the flower. This is the female part of the flower that produces fruit. Inside the fruit, there are seeds ready to grow into a new plant. Have you ever eaten fruit with seeds in them? What would happen if you planted the seeds? Petals, smells and insects. Flowers on some plants have brightly coloured petals and often have a strong smell. This is to attract insects to the flower. The insect plays an important part in creating the seed by joining the pollen to the female part of another plant to make a seed. Seed dispersal. A plant produces seeds so that it can make more plants. Seed dispersal is the way in which a plant can spread its seeds. Plants rely on other things to help them spread the seeds out wide and far. Some plants need animals to help them disperse the seeds. The animals eat the seeds and cannot be broken down easily in the digestive system. This means that the seed comes out as waste on the ground and then can grow in its new habitat. Plants like the poppy plant can spread its seeds like a salt shaker. The seeds are loosely attached to the plant and so it can be spread easily. The wind plays an important part in some of the dispersal of some seeds. The plants that do not produce edible fruit use the wind to carry the seeds off into the distance. The sycamore tree is a good example of this, as its seeds are shaped so that it can fly like a helicopter on the wind. So now we've read our text, let's have a look and answer some of the questions. The first question asks us what is meant by the term seed dispersal. Well, let's have a look back at our text and see where we can find this answer. In this text, there is a section on seed dispersal. We know this because of the subheading. So let's look for the answer to the question, what is meant by the term seed dispersal? Let's read through the first couple of sentences under the term seed dispersal. Let's see if it tells us the answer. A plant produces seeds so that it can make more plants. Seed dispersal is the way in which a plant can spread its seeds. Did it tell us our answer? Yes, it does. Look, seed dispersal is the way in which a plant can spread its seeds. So that's our answer. You just need to write the answer underneath. So what is meant by the term seed dispersal? Seed dispersal is how a plant can spread its seeds. Easy. Well done. Let's try question number 2. Is it true or false that seed dispersal can be done by an animal? How? Right, this question has 2 parts to it. The first part asks if it's true or false that the seed dispersal can be done by an animal, and the second part asks how it can be done. We need to read through our text again to be able to answer the question. Let's use our skim and scan skills to look through the text for a key word from our question. We'll look under the subheading of seed dispersal again. The question was, is it true or false that seed dispersal can be done by an animal and how? I'm going to skim and scan for the word animal. Can you find it? Well done. Yes, here I can see the word animals. Does that tell us our answer? Let's read it to see if it does. Some plants need animals to help them disperse the seeds. The animals eat the seeds and cannot be easily broken down in the digestive system. This means that the seed comes out as waste on the ground and then can grow in its new habitat. Do you think that's just answered our question? I think it has. So, can animals disperse seeds? Yes, but how is it done? Let's answer our question. Is it true or false that seed dispersal can be done by an animal? Yes, the animal eats the seeds and passes it out as waste. In the meantime, the animal has travelled, leaving the seed in a new location. Well done if you got that. Let's try another one. Question number 3. How do plants that do not produce edible fruit disperse their seeds? Let's read our text again to see if we can find the answer. I think I might skim and scan this time for edible fruit. Let's read on. Plants like the poppy plant can spread its seed like a salt shaker. The seeds are loosely attached to the plant and so can be easily spread. The wind plays an important part in dispersal of some seeds. The plants that do not produce edible fruit. Oh, stop! There's those words that I was looking for. Edible fruit. Now remember our question was, how do plants that do not produce edible fruit disperse their seeds? Does this sentence tell us our answer? The plants that do not produce edible fruit use the wind to carry the seeds off into the distance. Let's have a look at our question again. Our question was, how do plants that do not produce edible fruit disperse their seeds? Our text told us. It was by the wind. The wind blows the seeds which are designed to travel far when blown from the plant. Well done. You did really, really well. Excellent. Good job. Now remember to use your inference and deduction skills to answer the remaining questions in the text. Remember to send your answers to your teacher for them to be checked. And good luck, everybody. You did a fab job today.